There's one more thing that I'd like to share though that I see.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to highlight the whole thing yellow just here, and then I'm going to do this.
Built death. Yes. Yes.
So we are building on the inside the power over death.
Power over death. Yes. Or the expression of what death is in a higher frequency. So over death, yes, it's just an overstanding that you comprehend what it.
We shared before that Ishu said that Ishu was the firstborn from
the brotherhood
or of the dead,
of the
not
dead.
from,
Right.
of the dead.
Right.
So
that being said,
again,
you have to know how to cross the veil. What is the veil? It's death. That's why there was only one priest once a year that could go behind the veil. And if he wasn't frequency correctly, he would die in the lesser narrative. I wasn't there. I don't know that. But from what the stories that I've been told, I'm going like, oh, interesting. So as I can say, oh, interesting. But what I do know from what we've extrapolated out, that the resonance of death is everything beyond the veil. The cloud is beyond it's the firmament above, that if I was to go into that form, I would have to translate death to say, that's me in a cloud formation, because I know the return of the river goes to the mountain. And in that process, I've had to translate from distillation to still in the process of rendering clear the essence of pure water, Nimra, the way of the leopard.
Well, if the ark, the chariot throne of the cherubim, was a plasma generator, then everything that the priest in entering behind it, he had to be, what is the word? He had to be grounded enough so that the energy could pass through him
as a capacitor,
as a
conduit.
Right.
Right.
Otherwise, if he did not, he would be struck dead.
It would be like touching a telephone pole, and you got
a live wire, man.
Yeah, your live wires. That's what this is saying. So again, going back to why is Ken so severe? Why is he? He's not. When you know him, you know why he guards what he guards. Why? This is it right here. So exactly what you just said. When we know how to ground ourselves on the inside, when we know how to build in the power of what death is as an opportunity and a frequency, you're now resonating to holy. When you know what holy is, then you can comprehend what the veil is, because this is the pointing where now your mouth is actually risen into the grasping of the covenant. You're now the ketubah. You become the contract.
Well, and on top of that, you have the authority. You've been given the authority, and you have fruit.
So in the window of time,
right?
Yes.
Peresh.
Para, yes.
You have fruit.
So in that, you become the tree. The only way if you can produce fruit is by becoming the tree. In the process of time, you have interdimensionally traveled as both, as a comer and a goer. You are able to translate as a priest that can go from holy to holy of holies. I can shift dimensionally into the vaporization of the firmament above and then translate back to this dimension. I am the river Nahar, and I'm also Har, the mountain. And I know the way of return. By the way of going, I know the way of return. By the way of my mother and fathers, so I go out, so I return. Okay. Why? So yes, built is the covenant, the fruit, the veil. You become the veil.
Right. Or you become veiled as you've been hidden as sacred.
The only way that, yes, veiled, if you're veiled, then you're vibrating to the veil.
So in other words, you're saying vibrating to that which is beyond.
It's a gatekeeper. The veil is a gate. So the only way I can pass to go beyond into the measure of death is to vibrate to its potential. So I'm grounded in what I see, and in that I can touch the untouchable. I can go into the dimension of light's expression and touch the ether as the extreme fire through subtle fire and back and forth and produce it. I am the veil. Inside is the veil. It's in you. It's Father.
Right.
But that's the great mystery, and we're trying to unlock this veil so we can find out what Father is as the mystery.
Can I
Why?
also say in there that Peresh, it would be connected to fructification,
Yes,
which would be connected to progenitors, as
absolutely.
their seed reproduces.
That absolutely it is. Absolutely. That's why it was in there that this is, you don't, when we already stated it back in the other verse that
Right, we don't need to go visit
I'm
that.
not-
I'm just
yeah,
forward as you already do progenitors, and that would be fructification.
fructification, that you are in the place of Barashit again, you're risen back to the standard of origin, you're now naturalized into nature's state of being. You are dimensionally,
Right.
you're
So your seed that you would be producing would be seed line of a higher dimensional frequency instead of a dead seed that produces death
yes,
in the inversion.
yes, you are.
Yes.
You've made a likeness of beyond by grafting in to the branch to produce the fruit. You're now in that lineage of line. You've connected lineage of line,
Yeah.
and now you're a progenitor here, but you're still dimensionally connected.